Yeah, welcome to another edition of Import Export Platform Facebook Live from Clayton Postal Academy. I'm actually at the airport, getting ready to for another trip. I've been in about 5 states in this country this week. I think this has been one of the busiest weeks for me since the beginning of this year. But it's good to go around and talk to different people in different parts of the country about what Nigeria have in terms of export that we really have not explored. So for me, it's stressful, but it's very interesting for me. I'm meeting different people in different parts of the world, also part of the country. Some in your state on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. I met some also in Aba on Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm meeting some in Port Harcourt. Rivers, I've been from Lagos to Oyo State to Imo State to Abia State to River State and back to Lagos. A very interesting one for me and a bit challenging actually. But I mean, what do we do? As long as it's rewarding in terms of the value being created for the country, I think it's worth it for me. I think it's worth it for me. I think it's worth it for me. I'll continue from where we stop in the morning. In the morning, we're discussing Incoterms, and the idea around Incoterms basically is to demonstrate how pricing affect Incoterms. Is to demonstrate how pricing affect Incoterms. Um, so we are looking at now starting and managing export business part 28, and I'm discussing Incoterms and pricing. Starting and managing export business part 28, and I'm discussing Incoterm and pricing. Now, in the morning, I talked about X-Works, I talked about FCA, I talked about FES. X-Works, free carrier, and free alongside ship. Now, this evening, I'll be talking about free on board. I'll be talking about free on board. Free on board is an Incoterms, and just like other Incoterms, it also contributes its own cost to pricing of any product you are shipping out of Nigeria. Now, I was making an analogy in the morning that if I'm in Surulere, for example, and I produce a product in Surulere and I want to ship it out, so this particular Incoterm now is monomodal, it's not multimodal like the others. The other are, we've looked at two multimodal today. We've looked at X-Works in the morning, we looked at free carrier in the morning. X was the risk of the exporter and cost end in his warehouse. Free carrier, the risk and cost of the exporter ends when it deliver it to the airline terminal. And I was giving an analogy: if I'm shipping to UAE and I'm using Emirates, I deliver it to the Emirates terminal somewhere at the airport. Then free alongside ship, that's a monomodal. It goes by sea. I'm delivering the goods to a ship side where I'm overlooking the vessel ahead of me. And for FOB is free on board. I will not be overlooking the vessel. I'll be dropping the good on the vessel. So my risk end when the good is on board the vessel at the port of loading. My risk end when the good is on board the vessel at the port of loading. My risk, as the risk of the exporter, ends while the good is on board the vessel at the port of loading. And that's very important. The risk and cost of the exporter actually ends while the good is on board the vessel at the port of loading. That's very important. That's very important in the sense that the risk and cost of the exporter is the major definition of every Incoterms. For other Incoterms, for it's major definition of Incoterms, and it's defined from the exporter's perspective. So that means if I do this now, immediately I deliver on board the vessel, my risk has ended as an exporter. The risk of the importer starts from that place. So that means the importer will bear the cost and risk to the destination, because my risk and cost end immediately the good is on board the vessel at the port of loading. My risk and cost end immediately the goods on board the vessel and the port of loading. Now, the next Incoterm is CFR, and there is a very interesting correlation between FOB and CFR. There's a very, very interesting correlation between FOB, CFR, and CIF actually. There's a very interesting correlation between FOB, CFR, and CIF. What's the correlation? FOB, CFR, and CIF, their risk end at the same point. Their risk end at the same point. What exactly does that mean? The risk and cost. The risk of FOB, CFR, and CIF. Remember, FOB is free on board, CFR is cost and freight, CIF is cost, insurance, and freight. The risk and cost of the exporter ends in FOB on board the vessel, but for freight, CFR, and CIF, the risk and cost of the exporter ends. So the risk of the exporter ends while the good is on board the vessel, but the importer bear the cost to the destination. The risk of the exporter ends while the good is on board the vessel, but the cost of the exporter extends to the destination. That means, unlike FOB, where the risk of the exporter ends on board the vessel and the cost of the exporter ends on board the vessel, for CFR and CIF, the risk of the exporter ends on board the vessel, but the cost, what are the costs now? Transport costs, freight charge. Transport cost to destination under CFR is only the cost of transport, the cost being borne is freight charge, the insurance and transport cost of destination will be borne by importer under CIF. Under FOB, only the cost of transport alone will be borne by the importer. Another is asking a question. Shipping terms is FOB. What is the Incoterm code for when a buyer issue a check? When a buyer issue a check from their country to seller in order to guarantee payment. When a buyer issue a check from their country to seller guarantee payment for onward shipment. No, no, no. It's not a check. It's not a check that he will issue to you, Anoro. He won't issue you a check.